Good Lord. I cannot begin to tell you how much of a hassle this was to get live. Yeah, this was, ooh, good Lord, that's a little loud. Okay. Yeah, this was a bit of a hassle to get live, so I hope that it is... Honestly, I hope it's all good. Let me go ahead and fade the music out here. Okay, so it sounds like the sound is pretty good. Sounds like it's sounding pretty solid. So what I want to do is go ahead and give a couple of warnings before I get going with this. First and foremost is that this could contain some spoilers. Now, I'm not starting at the very beginning, and I'm not starting at the very end. I'm somewhere kind of towards the beginning, middle. As far as I know, I don't know exactly how much there is to this game. Let me go ahead and turn that to native so I can see it. There we go. Let me make a quick adjustment here because I'm noticing a little hiccup. Yeah, I'm noticing a hiccup, so give me 1 second here. Okay, that might knock out too much of the bass of my voice, but I was noticing apparently that there's some rumble, I guess, that we're trying to get rid of here. So let me take a quick peek and see if that helps kind of get rid of the rumble. Make sure I don't sound too thin. It looks like it sounds okay. Looks like it's sounding all right to me. It's part of the taking a look at all of this and going back and forth with it, and I'll kind of demonstrate. My goodness, I've gone through... Okay. There we go. Viddy's Gaming Video says, hello, I thought I missed the previous one. Yeah, no, so I'm so sorry. I can only be here for a bit. I need to do some streaming tests for my charity event this weekend. How are you? Thanks again for the creative process. I'm doing well. Thank you so very much for popping up and saying hi. It's always good to say hi. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. Streaming tests wise, this has been an absolute ordeal. I've tried to start stream. I started trying to work on this about 1 o'clock my time. For a frame of reference, it's about 6 o'clock p.m. my time, so 5 hours. I didn't do really anything majorly different from what I normally do, except for that I was using a PlayStation 5, and I don't have a PS5 back here. I tried using remote play. That wasn't consistent. So then I tried plugging the PS5 directly in. That wasn't consistent. And it's just been one thing after another, after another, after another. So I'm hoping that things don't look ridiculous and awful and all that kind of good stuff. I'm just hoping everything comes through, looks okay, all that good stuff. So trying to keep as good of an eye as I possibly can on this. But it was a bugger to get this to go. And even still, I have no guarantees it's going to go. Goodness me, I hope I have no trouble connecting my Zelda game. So I've never had issues with the Switch like this. I've only ever had issues with PlayStation consoles this way. And I mean all PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. These are the only consoles I've ever had this kind of problem with. I have absolutely zero ideas why. But there you go. That's a problem I've had. I'm going to go and switch over to the game real quick. It's probably going to hiccup there, but we'll see how it does with the actual game. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that it isn't too terrible. So I'm actually patched directly into the PlayStation 5 at this point. Yeah, I tried to do remote play. So, like I said, I've never had any issue with the Switch doing it. The Wii U's always been great. The Wii's always been great. GameCube's fine. Nintendo 64, I guess I get some trouble with on occasion. But honestly, for most of the more modern day consoles, only PlayStation has caused me this level of grief when it comes to capture. And honestly, that's kind of a darn shame, because they have some really great stuff that I'd like to show off that I can't show off. This being one of them. So again, I'm going to go ahead and reiterate, because I was kind of doing tests. This may contain spoilers. I'm not necessarily at the very beginning. I'm not necessarily at the very end. I'm somewhere in the beginning, middle. The objective is just to kind of give impressions, things I like, don't like, whether or not I think people should pick this game up, etc. If you are super engaged and you just want nothing, you want to go in completely blind to this game, then this may not be the stream for you. But my hope is that this is something that I can kind of shed some insight to, both as an avid gamer fan and also as an avid Star Wars fan. I've seen a bit at the beginning on Twitch before, but that's it. So what I originally wanted to do with OBS is I wanted to create a blur screen so that when the cinematics came up, that I could tap that and it could blur, but sadly OBS has gotten rid of the blur feature, the Gaussian blur feature, which it had originally. So I don't have that option at my disposal, sadly. But so what I will have to do is just put the disclaimer out there verbally, as well as there's a small disclaimer in the chat. And I'm not going through the whole game on this, so anything that I can cover, even in an hour, 2-3 hours, is going to be a very small section of the overall game. As I understand, this game is actually pretty long, and there are people out there making claims that this is the best game since KOTOR, which I think is a really bold claim, being a very avid KOTOR. Why get rid of a blur option in OBS? Yeah, I don't know. They have the blur option for camera, and they have the blur option for still image, but they got rid of the blur option for video, or the filter, so you have to do a LUT now. And yeah, not the best game since Fallen Order. No, they are going all the way back to this is the best Star Wars game. So some of these journalists are saying this is the best game since KOTOR. So, I mean, obviously there haven't been a whole lot of Star Wars games since Fallen Order, to be completely honest. But they're making the claim that this is better than the swath of games that have come out effectively in the past 20 years. And KOTOR, for people that know this, KOTOR is my absolute favorite game of all time. I mean, I play the game every year. I've done a full playthrough on the channel, 10 episodes long, each episode between 2 and 4 hours long. I have the I have the artist who painted the original KOTOR. I have a limited foil part of his art autographed by him. I have a painting of Darth Malak autographed by him. Like, I'm a huge fan of that game. So whether or not this is better than that, I will have to be a judge of. But I think honestly it's going to be different. That's going to be what my overall end is. Well, I've wondered about what the top 10 Star Wars games are. I would love... That's a great idea, and if no one's opposed to it, I'd love to put my top 10 out there. But I don't think it's a spoiler alert at this point to say that my number one is still KOTOR at this point. I haven't finished this, so I wouldn't even put this on the list yet. I have to pass it first. But I've definitely played more than my fair share, and definitely more than 10 Star Wars games, considering how many there are. There is a big sale going on right now, too. If anybody's interested in picking up quick games, I believe GOG.com is actually doing a pretty good-sized sale for pre-May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, all that kind of good stuff. If you're interested in some of the cool retro games that go on there, including titles like KOTOR and KOTOR 2, I'm not sponsored, but I do highly recommend GOG. They are DRM-free, so once you go over, download the game is yours to play online, offline, or otherwise. I figured the May the 4th, yeah, it is happening, and it's fantastic. I do recommend GOG. Again, I'm not sponsored, but they are DRM free. So for anybody who's familiar with DRM, digital rights management, essentially with any other thing, you have to have a internet connection. They have to verify the certificate, etc. Steam even does this. We've kind of gotten away from the notion of ownership because most physical media unlocks a digital thing that has to be digitally certified. GOG does not. So whatever you download on GOG is yours once you download the application. And the files you can disconnect from the internet if you should choose to travel, be in an area that doesn't have great internet connectivity, and still play your games in full. So I heavily recommend GOG when it comes to retro games and PC games. GOG has a similar thing, whether they'll do it again. Yes, GOG's the one I'm talking about. So I'm sure Steam and all of them do, but GOG, again, I'm giving a part of my personal. GOG is my favorite. If they have it on GOG or they have it on Steam, me personally, I'd rather have it on GOG. Some GOG games, however, do have specific conditions, such as a sort of EA thing for SimCity. Well, so there are some games that they cannot carry. So the problem with GOG in this, or not the problem with GOG, problem with games on GOG that do require it. Obviously, there are games that require internet connectivity to play because they're online-based games, in which case you would need an internet connection to do that. And there are some agreements that they have to have with certain vendors that allow them to carry it under certain stipulations. So the EA limitation isn't a GOG condition so much as it may be an EA condition, unless it requires internet connectivity, and it's oftentimes not for signature purposes unless it is a publisher condition. So SimCity, for example, would be a publisher restriction if I'm not mistaken, because that's an EA title. So EA, Electronic Arts, is probably the worst of the worst when it comes to digital signature and non-ownership. I've read those EULA, which are also end-user license agreements. They come on at the very beginning of just about every game you've ever played. Most people scroll through them and hit accept. I like to read them, and they are gradually but rapidly at the same time becoming more and more restrictive to the owner or who should be the owner of the game. And they almost outrightly state in several of them that you don't own the game. If you do things we don't like or we don't agree with, we absolutely reserve the right to take it down if we want to, which I find to be an absolute disgrace. I think if I own something, I should have the right to own something. That should be mine and my business and all that kind of good stuff. So all right, so I'm going to try to play this. I'm going to hope that everything, fingers crossed, works well. I'm going to hope I don't get a lot of stutter and all this kind of other stuff. I'm going to do one more thing while I'm doing that. Not exactly ironic, because I look at the bottom left of the menu screen. Yeah. Well, and the problem with it in this particular case is there were three major companies that have to be involved. There are three major companies that had to be involved with this particular game being made, right? You have the developer, that's Respawn Entertainment, and then you have the publisher, that's Electronic Arts, and then you have Disney has to be involved. And in all honesty, my personal opinions, just again, throwing this out there, Disney and EA are really getting bad about rights, ownerships, cease and desist. They don't have a ton of respect for fair use, which I get is always kind of been blurry, but also I think for the most part, I think most people kind of have an understanding that if done for purposes of critique and things of that nature, it's pretty fair. That's fair use. I don't necessarily blame Respawn for any of that, but I think this particular one is probably So I'm not doing this under a YouTube license. I'm doing this under Creative Commons because it is a playthrough with unique commentary, and I am going to be critiquing it and telling people what I do and don't like about it, what's changed, etc. It's kind of a mini review. I'd like to, once I've passed it, I'd like to do a formal review, but I've got so many reviews I'm trying to work on right now that it's just a tricky thing. So, the Nintendo reviewer put Star Fox 64 music over the Star Wars critique video they did because, well, Star Wars and Disney. Yeah, and it's not a bad idea to do that if you don't want to be striked. I have a unique advantage, and as do a lot of us that don't have larger followings, in that I don't care. You're not gonna usually, if you're under a Creative Commons license, they're not gonna rip the music out, and since none of my stuff is monetized, you know, that's the route everybody's kind of going. Is they're monetize. If they're going to monetize, they're not monetizing their videos. They're monetizing their efforts, and their videos are a byproduct of their efforts, but not directly monetized. Therefore, there's no profitability. There's no profitability from specifically the video. Much rather, it's Patreon and other different platforms profiting off of the efforts, and the video is a consequence of one small consequence of the majority of their behind-the-scenes editing and such efforts. Same small followers things here when I stream Zelda this week. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to leave the Star Wars stuff up, and hopefully no one will cut anything from it for any reason, because I'm not monetized or any of that, but, you know. Oh, absolutely. And I imagine some people will. So I will throw that this does, obviously being on PlayStation 5, have a plethora of options. I played the first one on both PS5 and on Xbox Series X. In this case, I do know that in this instance, I want to say, rather, this game, the PlayStation 5 is a little bit more consistent with the frame rate. So hopefully that translates well when I'm playing it on here, because again, I don't know how this is going to come through. I don't know how it's going to react with everything. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it reacts very well, but we'll see. I'm a little interested. Looks like some of the texture maps haven't loaded, though, which is a little interesting. Yep, there we go. There's some of them go. Okay, there we go. So there are some texture mapping. There were some texture mapping issues there, but if you take a look once the texture maps load in, very nice high definition. These do actually have a non-toggleable ray tracing, which when you get into some of the Night City stuff is really pretty. And then my cal is customized. One of the first things that I'll say, I did get the pre-order bonus. This is the deluxe edition, so there's some cool stuff, and I'll kind of note that ahead of time. I'll point out the significance in Star Wars, as well as we'll kind of point out what I like about it. I've heard the game had optimization issues. Otherwise, as you say, from journalists, it's apparently a good game mostly. Yeah, and I'm sure there are definitely different obstacles that were presented on different consoles. With the PC version, it's probably had the most hiccups that I've seen so far. There are hiccups on this, like you saw that shadow, and that shadow kind of creeped in, which is a little unusual. But the frame rate stays pretty consistent. It's pretty fast. I'll kind of twirl around, and they've got nice, they've got some nice physics on the fabrics and stuff like that. The textures look really nice on the world. The world textures look good, but you can see that that's a really, very slow FPS shadow that's creeping in somehow, and I'm not sure why. You spin me around. Yeah, I was trying to give you a feel of the flow, but yeah, that's what I was doing. Xbox does okay, but Xbox has a less consistent frame rate, and then PlayStation has a more consistent frame rate, but it has some trouble loading in between load areas, some of the texture maps. So, gameplay is very similar to the previous one. I will show one of the cool things here. So, like I said, I did get the Deluxe Edition, and I did pre-order it because I wanted the pre-order bonus. In this case, the pre-order bonus was part of what I'm wearing right here. So there are actually customization options, and there are quite a few of them. These are just defaults. I haven't found anything special. These actually came with the Deluxe Edition, though. So in this, we actually have... you can choose to do none. This is what Cal would be wearing normally. This is Luke's jacket from Episode 4 at the very end. Han's jacket. This is specifically the one from Episode 5. Yep, this is Hans from Episode 5. This is post-Hoth. And then this is Hermit, which is a kind of play on the Obi-Wan version from Kenobi, but it actually looks like either his sleeves are rolled up or he's wearing the forearm, the greaves, I guess you would call them, from Clone Wars. So this is definitely a play on Kenobi, but it's not, doesn't quite match. In addition to that, you can also change the colors, which I really like. And you know what? I'm going to go with kind of a reverse. Let's do this. And you can also change the undershirt if you want, which can't be seen right here in this particular one. And same thing with pants. You can actually select and change different pants, Survivor pants or Kenobi pants, and change the color of those too if you want. So let's do that. And then they gave you customization. So the thing that is a little different is it's obviously not fully customizable. It has to be Cal. And it's played by the same actor, Cameron, I can't think of his last name, Monaghan or something like that. But anyway, so who is a redheaded individual. So you can't really throw yourself in a proxy if you're not yourself redheaded. The other thing I really liked, which I can't do from here, is the lightsaber customization. And they give you all of the... So at the one of my complaints with the first game, which the first game's spoilers, but it's 4 years old, so I think most people have gotten the opportunity to play it, is you don't really get a lot of customization options for the blade. You get plenty for the hilt, but you really only get 3 colors for the blade. On this one, they kind of unlock customization right off the get, so whenever you're able to customize your lightsaber, the hilt has some customization, but your blade is immediately kind of unlocked. So purple is my favorite. And you can't quite see it, but my my left hand there and my right hand are modified versions of Anakin Skywalker's circa episode 3 and Obi-Wan circa episode 2, and they do connect together. On the workbench, you also get to customize BD, which I've done, and BD is done to look like R2-D2 because I like R2-D2. So, a lot of cool customization, which is something I'm really... That was unusual. Something just randomly fell off of my wall. But anyway, something I definitely am a fan of is the customization, so we'll take a peek around here. I have to remember what direction I came from.
Through here.
Okay, well, I guess...
Be surprised to see us, huh?
I know whereabout I'm going, but I don't remember from whence I came. I heard that sound while scripting my Zelda stream update. Which sound? That you spin me right around, or the thing that fell off of my wall? So I have that thing marked, and what I really like is you also get BD, what are called BD binoculars, which I think are really cool. So you actually have a visor, the thing that fell off. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why. We just randomly decided it was going to fall off. I'll put it back up in a bit, but you get BD binoculars, and BD binoculars are really cool because you can actually use them and you can place multiple beacons. So if you take a look at the bottom there, you can see the green, the blue, the purple, the red, and the yellow. And here's the thing. Each of those are Arabesh letters. And the green one, actually, that green one up there, that's the letter A in Arabesh. I thought it was going to be A, B, C, D, E. It is not. If you take a look, the blue one, that's the letter, the blue diamond, that's the letter H. That purple hexagon is the letter F. The red square is the letter Q. And the hang on, that's just a Sheikah slate. I actually have the Sheikah slate light up, like a Sheikah slate light up transparent thing on my Switch dock, and it lights up and turns like purple and blue and all that kind of good stuff. I think it's actually really cool. So, you know, it wasn't that, but it could have been a Sheikah slate. It actually could have been. Oh, and any which way, that upside down yellow triangle is the letter C in Arabesh. Since my last time being on here, my ability to read Arabesh has gotten even better. My phone is entirely in Arabesh. Any message you send me will be read in Arabesh. Any message I type back to you will be typed in Arabesh. You will get it in English. So, if you want to get really good at learning a language or just a different alphabet, put your phone in it and you have to learn real quick. I think I've told the story. No, you don't. I think I've told the story before, but I accidentally put mine in Arabesh, and then just decided once I could read it that I didn't need to change it. It wasn't necessary. I think that's a workbench. I might actually be able to demonstrate some stuff. Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, that's why I had trouble reading your creative. I was gonna say, if I actually sent that to you in Arabesh, then I apologize, because I have. If you'll take a look at some of my uploads, will have. If you take a look at some of my card uploads, even I think, take a look at them. The annotations are in Arabesh because I that's how it submits them. So that's not on purpose, and the annotations aren't really necessary. But dead serious, some of my stuff accidentally does get submitted. So you have stances in this one, which I really like, and what they've changed in this is you have single and dual wield, but you can actually change the stance if you want to be double bladed. So if you want to do just the double blade instead, you can actually do that. And I don't want to do that, so I would like to do dual wield and single. If I myself were going to fight in the styles of lightsaber combat, I'd probably use forms 6 and 2. 2 is Makashi, Count Dooku, and 6 is Niman, Darth Revan. So those are, and Darth Revan's Form 6 uses 2 blades. So the Niman does use 2 blades, and that's called Jarkai, which is a form of dual blades. So whenever you use 2 blades of any kind, that's called Jarkai, dual blade fencing. Niman is just the 6th form of combat, which heavily utilizes Jarkai, but you can use Niman with a single blade. So some of the customization options here are really nice. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I like about it. So it does go through, if you take a look at there at the top, you have components, materials, blade. I'm going to go ahead and go to blade. And you get all of the colors off of the get. So we've got blue, green, purple, yellow, cyan, which is Luke's color in the very beginning, Obi-Wan's color in the very beginning. That was because of the reflective material that they were using to do the first lightsabers. You have a magenta if you really want it. It's really actually pretty nice. My daughter's favorite color, so she would probably want this. And if you're taking a look, there's also Arabesh above the word magenta, and it just says magenta again. Indigo, which is a color that we kind of see with the new saturated special, you know, it's kind of the common blue when you're on a blue screen in the movies. Orange, which is kind of what we see, kind of a cross between orange and yellow, what we see Rey's. And white, so far the only one that I know that has used white, apart from the original undoctored Luke Skywalker stuff, is Ahsoka Tano. She uses white. That is from a purified crystal. Purple is my favorite, though. And then you go to components, and you have everything. Literally, you can do the emitter if you want, the switch, the grip, the pommel, and the other side over here. And you get all of the options. So I have Hermit, which is Obi-Wan style. Rebel Hero, which is Anakin. Jaro Tapal is how you say that, rather. And that's Cal's. So in this case, I don't want any of that to change. You can actually see I've got Obi-Wan and Anakin, though, and they just marry together. I think that's so cool. On the other side, then you have materials. This is really cool. I did opt to do them kind of as they already were in the movies. This is kind of what they look like in the movies. But the cool thing about it is you actually get different templates that you can unlock. And in those templates, you can make these look like anything. So right here are metals, chromium and alloy, electrum plated, which no Jedi would ever do theirs entirely out of electrum. Mace Windu and Darth Sidious are the only ones that integrated electrum onto their sabers publicly. And even still, it was only a little bit because it was kind of frowned upon to decorate your lightsaber. It's kind of like blinging out a gun. You're using a gun that frequently. You know, that's kind of a sad thing. Bronzium, which is kind of an interesting look, and then you can also do, you know, dark iron, chromium, and there's all these different templates you can pick. Here's wood, here's rubber, here's, you know, you can pick what material you want it to be made out of, which I think is really, really cool. But I stuck with the normal, which is just chromium. Sorry, no I didn't, it's metal alloy. Chromium actually would be the correct metal, though. And then the thing I really like is you can come down to the polish, and you can turn the polish down. Or you can actually take it and make it so that it is condition. You can actually change it. So pristine, you can actually change it to look like it's been through the ringer. You don't have to super customize all that stuff. You can just kind of make it look like it's been through the ringer. Let's see. Let's do that. So yeah, you can actually have it look ancient, which I think is really freaking cool. But I'm a Jedi who cares about his stuff, so I want mine pristine. You know.
Pretty proud of this one.
I am too. All right, BD1, obviously same situation. I mean, like you can change the materials. All of these are just different paints that you get for them. I'm using the deluxe mix because that's part of the download, but even still, like I've got my little R2-D2 here. He's a BD1, he's adorable, but I wanted him to look like R2-D2. And he's the same exact way. I can make it look like he's not well kept, or I can make him look like he's pristine. Obviously, I take care of my little buddy, so he's pristine.
You're all set, BD.
And then the stance is obviously same thing we've already seen, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and do my normal thing here, and then we're going to run around, and there's nothing really to do over there. Now I'm going to kind of run around, and we'll talk about gameplay.
Oh, I hope they're okay.
They're dead. I'm just messing around. We'll come back over here.
Who are you?
It's okay. We're friends. What happened?
We got ambushed by the raiders. I ran. I don't know where the others are.
Oh!
What were you doing here?
Okay, I've never gotten to choose a
Trying to make a living.
speech option
The tar is jammed all
to someone that I wasn't doing a mind trick with.
There's the raiders.
I'll explain that in a bit if we don't see it.
It's too dangerous for you here. You should go.
I will. Once I know it's safe.
I ain't going nowhere right now.
I'll be okay. I'll go once I see my chance.
Alright, I see what you're saying. So there was actually a point in the earlier missions that I was doing, where there's a kind of a mind trick mini game where you're trying to extract information, and you have to determine what the best course of action is in order to get that information. So you use the mind trick, and then it gives you speech options that allow you to take a look at the, kind of, well, is he a greedy guy? Maybe I can use that to motivate him. Or is he scared? Maybe I can use that to intimidate him. It's actually a really cool system to just kind of integrate as a mini game. So let's go ahead and run in here. What am I doing? Is this a shortcut, or am I...
Can't go this way.
Okay, well. Also, I've been trying to read these, GTNG. They don't really spell anything. That says GTNG, TEHRI, TOSY rather, excuse me. Tozy, I don't know. So I've been trying to read the graffiti, and it doesn't actually spell AUILE, oil, JCIK. Yeah, that doesn't spell anything. So doesn't spell a single thing. So the graffiti doesn't spell anything in our language. I have not. I think Hattis is actually a fully fledged spoken language though now. So I might go and try to learn that. Duolingo's got like Klingon and stuff, which obviously is not the great. I understand Duolingo's not the best for learning languages, but if they're fictitious, who cares? And that's only my understanding. I could be completely wrong. Duolingo might be awesome. I've heard Babbel's great though. So one of the big things. Uh-oh. Shoot. Okay. I didn't mean to jump over here, but we're gonna do it anyway. Okay. They're homing. Did not realize. Let me get into the combat mode here for a second.
You say so.
Give me a stim, BD. Ah, god dang it. Okay. Didn't realize I was gonna jump straight into a fight right there, so we're just gonna forego that for a second. So if anyone's curious as to what difficulty I'm playing, I am playing on Jedi Master. There are 5 difficulties. This is not the hardest, it is the next to hardest. I opted not to do the hardest because I knew stuff like this would happen. I'll go back at that here in just a second. I just didn't realize I was jumping into it. But this is, honestly, the controls are less stilted and stifled. And so one of the things that I really like about that is... Oh, I actually know what's over there. It's that guy. I don't think I want to mess with him. The combat's less stilted, or the movement's less stilted. It feels and stifled. It feels good, and so because that's the case, I realize a lot of it's my fault. Now there are some instances that I am a little bit more of a little bit more perturbed on. Namely, I can't always get Beatty to throw me a stem when he's supposed to. And I think it's because there's a protocol between him throwing me a stim and being at a specific place in combat. That's what I think is going on. That's a little bit of a bugger, but otherwise, controls feel more fluid than the last game, which I thought felt a little bit like they were on kind of a grid.
Enemy detected. Return to the fight. Jedi detected.
It does also. Whoa, 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 hey, hey, whoa! Let me off the rock, guy. I'm just gonna run through this for just a second. That's fine. You're good. We're just gonna run through this for just now. Whoa. Okay. Because I need to see if there's any reason to go this way, or if I'm supposed to go that other way. Okay, the answer is there's not really any reason to go that way. So there is a climb. There's a climb. That's what.
Help, please. Taking the shot.
How's this? Put them in the ground.
No damage. Target struck. Persist.
Okay. So now I know where I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna let them kill me, and I'm gonna go that way. Okay, we're fine. The other thing that I like about this is that they don't. I'll see if I can lure the super battle droids aren't going to jump over, but I'll see if I can lure the Bedlam warriors over. What was I going to say? The game is definitely hard. The game is very difficult, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can lure one of them over across the gap. Maybe, can I sneak attack this one? I would love to do that. That'd be really cool. It's the one that killed me. Yep. Oh, the thing I was going to say was, it's not just the area that you're, or it's not just the one that killing the one that you killed, or that killed you from the last one, that gives you your health and force back. You can actually just have died in a spot, and if you touch that spot again, even if it's not killing or hurting the enemy, you can do that. Okay, I have to go do some Zelda test stream, so I cannot stay. Beep beep bo beep. It's probably my R2D2 way of saying bye. No worries, Viddy. I appreciate you for coming in and saying hi. Best of luck with all the stream tests. I hope everything goes well, and if there's anything I can do to help, always let me know. But it's always great to see you and to hear from you, so thanks so much for stopping in. Okay, so we've got one of them in a sneak attack. That's probably my best chance. I don't see the other one. I see the super battle droid, which those are super difficult for no good reason. Did not mean to do that. Okay. Okay. Let's turn those off so we're not attracting undue attention. Now, one of the big things that I really like about that, I'm going to probably have to take this battle droid out first. Oh, there's the other, there's the other raider. All right, I'm going to make a run for those vines.
I heard something. Charging weapon.
Oh, shoot.
No.
Cool. You get a double jump automatically. We'll see if they can climb. And you used to, in the first one, you had to hold down one of the... You had to hold one of the triggers to hold on to the vines, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just jump towards it and it will do it. I think that's probably bad. Oh, it isn't. Cool. Okay. Well, we're just gonna let that where it was. But anyway, it's much easier to climb now. You just jump towards it and you're there. It's a series 1. I got bad news. This is backwards. This is back where I came from. God dang it. I already killed that raider. Alright, I'm gonna jump down and try to kill him again. If I die, then I die, because I just realized this was backwards. There we go. I didn't use any stim. That's okay. I just realized I was going backwards anyway, so we're fine. Alright. This is the way I'm supposed to be going. For sure, so I don't even have to worry now. Okay, I don't have to worry about that guy, I don't think. And the way that I killed them is I did a sneak attack on the... You can actually kind of be stealthy in this, which I think is really cool. Let's see. Let's go down this way. I'm trying to get to that big guy right there. Whoa! Trying to get to that big guy. He's the marker. You can see the little green marker I've put on him. Look at that. Kind of adorable, though. Wait, hold on. What did I just lock onto there? Well, that was just... that worked out. Okay. Do we have power?
Controls must be elsewhere.
Son of a gun. This is not as bad as the Kenrath on Dathomir from the first game. What do we get? Do we get something cool? Light metal weapon. Okay, weapon colors. The weapon colors, weapon skins. I haven't figured out what those little fireflies are for yet, so I don't. Probably nothing, honestly. Just ambience. There's a wall jump you can do too on certain walls, but I think I'm meant to jump this gap instead. The double jump feature is huge, by the way. Actually feels quite good. Aha! What do you want, Beatty?
Something catch your eye? Nice job.
An oil pipe? Oh no, it's for a... We have a bunch... There's a bunch of tar. Oh, there it is. And then if you get stuck in it, you get stuck in it. I mean, that's the end of it. You take damage. I love it when Beatty gets excited about something.
These old dams aren't held together by much.
Nope. Getting stuck in the tar is frustrating. You cannot jump. Which obviously that makes sense, but... Very, very frustrating when you're trying to pass a game. Alright, let's... Can I climb that? I think I can, so we're just going to take the jump. But actually, like I said, the double jump feature is very handy.
The stuff gets everywhere.
There we go. Can I make that jump? Shoot. I may not be able to make that. Gonna try. Okay. So, this is a cool feature also. Check this out. You get...
Let me go.
What?
We won't prospect in the gorge again.
You get that grappling hook, and that comes in super handy.
Do it.
Oh, golly, I was gonna save him.
Call it in. Another one down. Ravis will want to know. That's it. Stop it.
Put him in the tar pit. Figure that out. Did you say Grievous will want to know? Do I actually go up against Grievous in this? Nah, I can't. Grievous can't know. That can't be Grievous. He didn't say that, because Grievous would be dead at this point. Grievous dies at the end of episode 3. Spoiler for a 20-year-old movie. Believe it or not, episode 3, my gosh. I remember episode 3 coming out in the theaters. I went and watched it in theaters. I was happy. That movie's almost 20. It'll be 20 in 2 years. It'll be 20 in 2025. That's insane to me. But anyway, Grievous died at the end of episode 3, so, and this is Darth Vader era, so that would be post episode 3. Ah, you didn't figure out those things blow up.
Throw it down.
Uh-oh. Okay. I did figure out those things blow up. I just have to be careful. Because they've also respawned.
What'd you find?
Alright. So playing this on Jedi Master, you gotta be a smidge smarter with your attacks. I'm not saying that I am, I'm just trying to be. Alright. What do we have? A lot of... Is this a meditation point? No, it's an echo... Uh-oh! That laser is an indicator of how far away from you they are. So if it's red, then they're gonna do some major damage. Yellow, some little damage. Blue, you're out of the radius. Also, this is something that was in the first one, psychometry. Psychometry is an ability that, apart from Cal, the only Jedi that has been known to do it is, or do it well, is, now I can't think of his name. Quinlan Voss, there we go. There's a friend of Obi-Wan's. Uh-oh. I haven't faced these guys yet.
Stop your resistance.
Nah.
Mando droid. Didn't miss these.
Quinlan Voss. Yeah, Quinlan Voss was one of Obi-Wan's friends. His story gets tied up in a book called... Oh, I can't even remember what it's called. It's really good, though. It's him and Asajj Ventress. Their stories get tied up. Very nice and neat. It's actually a book... I want to go read that again. I really liked that book. I read it... kind of when it came out, so it's been some time. Okay, let's take a peek. I'm trying to explore without getting caught into something I can't go back on. Oh.
What have we here? Has a Jedi come wandering into my lair?
Yeah, I guess. Who you? This is very Terran Malicos looking. That's really cool. I want to know if we get to see, can I open this? Door's locked from
What are you
this.
doing down here?
Waiting, watching, always watching. I keep guard. Lucky you, right?
Right.
I expect you're exploring. Seeking treasure, seeking glory. As luck would have it, there might be something right in front of you.
Talking about this one? I can't open it yet for some reason. Hold on, let's see.
This terminal will have to wait.
Okay, well, that's... I feel like that this brazier should be lit. This brazier should be lit. But I can't really pick any fire up. I was so focused I couldn't even grammar, so... That tells you anything. The double jump on the wall run is a... Oh, it's Zordon from Power Rangers. What do I get? Anodized metal? Okay, yeah. Give or take. What do I do with you, though? Like, I feel... Okay, well... I feel like there is a... I feel like there's a puzzle here. I feel like, that again, this brazier should be lit. but I don't know how to do that with what I'm given right now. There's not a little swinging thing. There were a couple of those puzzles in the first one where there's like a swinging pendulum that you'd use the force to light them, and then they would light the other braziers, but in this case it doesn't look like that's the case, so... And I can't use this terminal, so for now I'm gonna say that we're probably done. Can I pull anything? Nope. Okay. Moving on. Music for this is really good also. It's very... definitely pays callback to the original Star Wars with just enough of the Cal or the Fallen Order theme. Okay, I don't know what that artifacting was, but that was on the PlayStation. That wasn't even the capture. Whoa! So, action moves like that, really, really cool, come with perfect parries. So that's... I perfectly parried him, and I was able to do that.
Won't be locked for long.
What did I get? I got tactical? That kind of... a tactical jacket? What does that look like? Am I wearing it? Oh, that was actually... that was cool. I saw what that was. Hold on, let's go back and do that. Hermit? Tactical, look at that. And it has a cape. Lando would be proud. Okay. Colors are locked for it, though. So... luckily it matches what I was wearing, kind of. So I'm wearing the hermit pants, but I'm wearing the tactical... very Lando Calrissian. Lando's one of my favorite characters. Episode 5 cemented Lando as one of my favorite characters.
What have you found? You want to press it, right? Those things pack a punch. Okay, now let's find a way out of this carpet.
Okay, they keep... hold L2 to pick up roller mine. Okay, I knew how to do that. I just... okay.
Guess the platform isn't here.
Was this the one that we just did that on? That I blew that hole into? I think so. Let's see. Yeah, so where in the world am I gonna put... I'm guessing I need the roller mines for something. But I don't know for what. Just yet. There's nothing really down there to do it with. Yeah, I don't know what I would need the... I don't know what I need the roller mine for. Oh, I like... okay, hold to request... okay, I've never done that. Let me just, for the sake of seeing what it's like, let me do it.
Past this tar. That dam give you any ideas, BD?
Okay, so it's just me talking to BD. So, I guess... okay, alright, so I guess I need to get a roller mine to follow me? That worked out, okay. Alright.
There. That should do it.
That hint wasn't a bad hint at all.
There.
I think that hint system was available in the previous game, I just didn't really use it.
Gotta keep moving.
But now it's high enough that I can reach out. What a neat puzzle. And you can see how much more smooth the jumping, I mean the catch-on is to that, because I didn't have to hold, I'm not holding any triggers or any bumpers. It's catching that right off the bat, so.
BD? BD1! Are you okay?
We can catch him with the Force, Cal. Ah, he's got a little rocket booster. Look at him, BD's a good droid.
Didn't I tell you to be more careful about who you scan?
He's like, no, not really. You didn't say anything about that. You said you wanted me to scan everybody.
To our nest.
I think it's interesting that they're now mentioning Rathtars in the place of Gundarks. We've seen what Gundarks are in the Clone Wars, but the first mention of them was in Episode 5. You look strong enough to pull ears off of a Gundark, and then Episode 2 on the elevator. Obi-Wan tells Anakin, I haven't felt you this tense since we fell into that nest of Gundarks, and then we see Clone Wars, and I think it's Season 2. We see Clone Wars, and we see what Gundarks look like, and we realize, firstly, that they are really mean, and secondly, that they have huge ears. So it kind of gives some meaning to the both statements. It gives some validity to them, which I think is the genius of Dave Filoni. So, okay, I can't do whatever I'm supposed to do just yet on that, so we'll see what happens. I'm not yet sure how all of the pathing is on this. I'm not sure how linear or whatever it is, so... It seems to be pretty open, like the previous one, even maybe a smidge more open, but I don't know what moves I'm going to learn. And so this one, Cal is actually... It's...
Little help.
Go ahead and hand me that stem.
You're the best.
In this one, Cal is actually 5 years older. 5 years have passed.
I have taken
Uh-oh.
damage.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Fire rate.
Okay. Thank goodness that worked out. I barely lived.
Can I get a stim, BD?
I need a meditation point, real bad. Yeah, I need a meditation point, but that's okay. We'll live for now. This game is pretty merciless on Jedi Master. I am going to play my second playthrough when I did the first one. Uh-oh. My Are those all Series 1? They are. Well. Turn off the sabers, Cal. Thank you. What was I gonna say? The first one, my first playthrough was... shoot. Let's see if I can let him pass, and I'll try to climb up and get the jump on him. My first playthrough was on Jedi Master, then my second playthrough was Jedi Grandmaster. I'm going to do the same on this. So right now I'm playing Jedi Master. I will try the hardest difficulty after. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get the jump on this B2. Uh-oh, it's Commando. Whoops.
Fire rate.
Okay, that worked out. That wasn't what I wanted, but I was trying to get one of them.
That cannot stop you.
Okay. Seems to have done just fine. Okay. A lot of tension on that. It's, again, trying to be smart about how I'm doing things. No guarantees that I'm any good. So that's where I was. Okay, I'm gonna guess over here where this wall run is, maybe? Let's see. Let's try that. Where does that put me? Yep, I think that puts me in a good place. I need a shortcut or a meditation point. I don't care which. Just one of those two, please. Scrapyard. Oh, it's a different head for BD. Okay, cool. So... There's a shortcut. What the heck? Okay, there we go. They've made it a lot easier to grab ropes. Is that a Loth cat?
Is that? Doglings.
Oh, nope.
Now?
I thought it was a Loth cat, which would be a long way from Lothal. Go ahead.
You think I can do that, BD?
Boglings are harmless. Most of them. They definitely made the platforming better. This is much, much smoother. The whole thing, like, to me, I felt like... if you've ever played the Super Nintendo... Oh, thank goodness. If you've ever played the Super Nintendo and you've ever played any of the games with the mouse, the Super Nintendo mouse, everything is on a grid, and that kind of feels not good. And that's kind of, to a small extent, what I felt the first game kind of felt like. Everything kind of felt like it was on a grid. This feels much, much less like that. Some of Cal's movements may feel slightly like they are, but on the whole, jumping, force push, double jumps, wall runs, climbing, all of that feels, I would say, at least 10 times better. My goodness. I'm going to go ahead and rest. Everyone respawns, but I get my stems back. I think Jedi Grandmaster, I don't think you do that. I'm going to go to my skills. They've added some extra stuff, too, which I really like. I'm going to go to my survival, see if I can up my health. Did I already get stem formula? Teamwork. Reduces the time required to heal with it. Oh, yes. Absolutely what I want. Absolutely what I want. Okay, so that's actually a feat. That's really, really cool, then. So the reason it's so slow. So maximum life increases, recovers additional life from stem. What happened? Greater reflex. Oh, requires that. That's fine. Automatically evade incoming melee attacks. That's cool. But uses force, which is fine. And then this one is expert survival skills, which I'm sure is the up to that. There's so many different trees that they've given you now. So you get 3 trees for the force. We have concentration, which maximum. What? I bought that already, but oh well. Maximum force increased, wrenching, pull, and then over here. So this is your telekinesis, your confusion, and then over here for lightsaber, you actually get 5. Well, let's do it this way. You actually get 5 lightsabers, so each one there for you get the first 3, and then I guess we're gonna get 2. Just progress farther. I don't know. Maybe we're getting additional hybridized stances or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, really, really cool that they've upped that. The other things that they've added, they had the training here, which is kind of cool. They have where you can change your stances, but then they also have a fast travel where you can travel between meditation points. That is brilliant. That is one of the things that I felt like
Come on, buddy.
was the biggest frustration, was when you're going back and trying to 100% a planet and you have to run the whole path. Now I can actually fast travel in between my meditation points, which they may be distanced, but it's much, much easier to get back to the Mantis than it was prior. And I love that. Beautiful example of some of the color grading, skybox, and some light ray tracing even. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. I don't like the sun at all, and I'd live on this planet. Hi, buddy.
Haven't I seen you before?
Here you are. Drink that water. Look, I mean, this is beautiful. This actually may be a reference to the Hall of 1,000 Fountains, which is really, really cool. Star Wars reference. This is not the planet it would be on, but
change of scenery.
yeah, look at that.
This place should be around here somewhere.
It's actually really cool.
Look at that.
Quite the view, ain't it?
I don't know.
That your ship came down, Dredger Gorge?
Yeah, we had some technical problems.
Probably met the Bedlam Raiders then.
Met a couple of
As
them.
soon as we landed.
Glad you're okay. What y'all doing around these parts?
Looking up an old friend. Grease Dritus?
Grease? Well, shoot, I know him. I run the stables in town. My name's Mosey.
So this is kind of like a southern planet. That's kind of cool. Being from the south, I can say that.
It's good to see a friendly face.
Likewise. Well, path seems clear from here. Shouldn't get in any trouble. Let's go looking for it. Oh, and say hey to Domodendra when you get in town. She doesn't take kindly to strangers.
We understand. Thanks for the advice, Mosey.
I'm curious as to what the mocap for that lady looks familiar. I might have to go back and see if I know who that was. But I love that she was actually kind of southern. That was kind of nice. I also love the fact that her name is Mosey, and that's a southern term as well. We say we're going to mosey on down somewhere. It means we're going to kind of take our time to get to a place, or we're going to go somewhere. So I'm going to mosey on down to da-da-da-da. Then that's what happened. I probably don't need this beacon. Let's go ahead and remove... Uh-oh. Dang it. BD, I need the map. Thank you. I'll go ahead and remove that beacon. If you take a look, also, the map is a lot easier to navigate than it used to be. I think the first map was a little harder to navigate. This one still has that same three-dimensional aspect, but it's much, much easier to navigate, in my opinion. So Respawn not only did a great job in paying attention to lore and such, but I feel like that they paid attention to complaints that might have been levied and so on and so forth. They've definitely made this a much more user-friendly experience than the first one was, and the first one was great. So I'm not trying to knock at them at all. I'm just saying these guys have definitely improved their craft. So far, if anyone asked me, oh, is this game worth getting, I would absolutely say yes. And if they said, oh, day one, yeah, if you're a Star Wars fan, absolutely. But if you're not a Star Wars fan, the worst I would say is give it a little bit for the glitches. But even still, the glitches aren't substantial enough that I think you should wait that long. It's not a wait until it goes on sale thing. It's...
Hey, didn't expect to see you so soon.
You literally walked just down here and I had to go there.
Well, these ain't it. I'm just tending Brutus here. He's an echo. Stable's down yonder in town, and if you find a beast you want saddled, drop on by.
I'll keep an eye out, Mosey. Thanks.
I wonder if I get to go to like Hoth and ride a tauntaun and such. I'm curious as to if I'm going to get to ride some of these animals. That would be really cool. There are a lot of rideable animals in Star Wars. So we see just a handful of them in the movies, right? We see Tauntaun from Episode 5. We see Ronto from Episode 1. No, sorry, Episode 4 redone. We see Ronto in Episode 1 as well, I believe. There's a lot of rideable animals.
The wildlife is thriving here. Prey, predators, lone hunters, herds, all coexisting without the interference of the Empire. Or Jedi.
Okay, so these tumbleweeds are probably not good. They seem to be following me. So it's very similar to the state that I live in, because tumbleweeds almost always seem to follow you. They're never good. Though those ones might be a smidge smaller than the ones we have. Actually, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Those are quite a bit smaller than several of the tumbleweeds we have. Not all of them, but I've seen some that are car-sized. So this is kind of like the the Texas, New Mexico, Mexico kind of bordered areas. This is what this looks like a lot of. Texas is mostly desert, so these little patches of grass peeking up are a little unrealistic if that was the area they were going for, but you know what? That's alright. This is cool, and I love the music. Kind of got the Book of Boba Fett / Mandalorian, you know, kind of this guitar, copper string guitar feel. Desperado thing. Very, very cool. Oh, well, that's better. What am I doing in here? Whoa! It's shielded, I guess. Okay, she said no trouble, but she also did say if you don't go looking for it, so... I went looking, I guess. That is shielded, though. That absolutely shielded, so...
Come on, you blasted beast! Move! You come from Dredger Gorge? And still walking, huh? Folks don't last long around here. Especially ones poking around raider turf.
Wasn't exactly the welcome party.
Okay, that definitely sounds like,
Sounds like you could use a drink. Monk will whip you up something nice down in Pyloon's.
Thanks for the tip.
I can't think of the guy's name. Troy something. The guy that played Joker in Batman Arkham Origins. What is his name? Troy... I'm gonna look now. Baker. That's who I was thinking of. Let me see if that's... I actually want to see if that's him. That sounds like him to me. Let's see. I just want to see if that's actually, if he's even in the thing. Because if he isn't... It doesn't say. That sounds like him. I'm almost positive. I mean, it may be just not credited because he's a kind of a bit part, but does it have him? No, it doesn't say. I would almost put money on that that's him though. So, that particular alien species, if I'm not mistaken, is a Nikto. That one that he is. So, I would almost put money on the fact that that's Troy Baker, but I'm not positive. Troy Baker's almost become as big a deal as the guy that played Nathan Drake, which I'm also drawing a blank on right now, which is disappointing because he's such a good actor, voice actor. But anyway, okay, so I'm gonna. She said that's the town. I'm gonna deviate for just a second. I want to see what's over here. I know if I go looking for trouble, I'll find it. I'm not looking for trouble, but I'll probably find it anyway. I don't want any more of those tumbleweeds. Riverbed Wash. I love Star Wars music. Listen to that. Uh-oh.
And stronger. Stronger and taller.
Okay, well, yep, nope, I hear the trouble. I'm not going that way right yet. I'll figure out town and then we'll head that way. I'll probably have to head that way anyway. What's this? Is that an echo? It is an echo. It's a dead guy.
Let that be a lesson to y'all. You come into my outpost, I'll hunt you down and kill you myself.
Okay, well, I'm coming into your outpost. I hope very much that you don't decide to do that because I really don't want to chop your head off. And I do have the superior weapon. But I may not have superior skill, so just, bear in mind, we're kind of basically even. I'd say even, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move this microphone a little closer because I don't know how well it's picking up my subtleties. So we'll just that way so you guys can hear me. I am using the Neumann again because I wanted to. It seems a shame to have such a nice microphone and not use it at all. So I hope it sounds really nice. But I have no guarantees that it does or doesn't. I do want to see. I want to see my lightsaber stuff. We don't have to change it. I just want to see the lightsabers. We got more material. We didn't got any more. Nope, no more emitters or anything. But we got more materials, right? What do we get? These are the metals. So we got dunium, brushed durasteel, stainless durasteel, metal alloy, silver alloy. Oh, it's definitely so. Silver alloy is actually correct. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that. Silver alloy would be the alloy that was actually used for the, because you can see the high polish finish. I think I like this is Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi's Episode 1 lightsaber may very well just be my favorite, one of my absolute favorite lightsabers of all time. It's simple, it's classy, it's got a good grip on it, it's got a really cool little spiked pommel. You know where the on button is because it's literally the only red button on it, and then the emitter knob back here is, it's not overcomplicated. I thought this was one of the coolest lightsabers in all of them.
That should do it.
Yep, that's what we're doing. We're gonna keep it that way. So, but yeah, I think I also really like Qui-Gon's, to be fair. Qui-Gon's is a little bit more simplistic, but I also really liked his. Qui-Gon's was my favorite lightsaber hilt for a long time. Just the simplicity of it, plus green. Which I wouldn't learn about the difference between the blade colors for, 3 more years. Phantom Menace came out in 99, KOTOR came out in 02. 03, actually, so 4 years.
We made it.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see Grease again. Been a long time. Maybe he knows where the others ended up. Seer stuck in the past. Marin wandering. Ancient history.
I don't know where those guys are. All I know is I think Star Wars, there's something just to me there's something really charming about the way that Star Wars buildings and such look. Like, this is clearly a stucco kind of like, and we have that for real, but then like little bits of orange, little bits of blue, you know. I don't know, there's just something, to me, there's something kind of charming about the ruggedness of it. But also the knowing, I guess I wish houses could be this way because metal lasts a lot longer than, you know, wood or, in a lot of cases, even stone. This is kind of nice to see metal integrated. Stone lasts a long time, but it's kind of cool to see all that integrated and little bits of character put into the homes and such. Obviously, this is, you know, that's slapdash, but like, you see what I'm saying? Little banners hanging. Thought a bird was shooting at me. But you can see like little, okay. Okay, so that's written sideways for some reason. RTH, hold on, wait a minute. RTHOG? GOH. So I'm using the T, because the T is down, that's the second letter, so RTHOG. Doesn't spell a thing. Doesn't spell a thing. RTHOG, that's what that spells, but that RTHOG doesn't actually mean anything as far as I'm aware, so. Alright, well, it doesn't mean anything. Let me go see if I can find the leader, and hopefully she won't try to gun me down immediately. See what this says. See, this is another, like, they just put letters up there. That's ZCNFOP. ZCNFOP, so unless that's the name of the person, that doesn't mean a single thing. The heck?
Who's the stranger? You don't look like no raider to me. Quick, just act useless.
Easy. We're not looking to cause any trouble.
Act useless.
Where's the cantina?
Right over there, newcomer. You can't miss it.
Thank you for being nice. And being unarmed.
Huh?
Okay, fine, whatever. It says I can't miss the cantina. It's probably the one that says, what does this say? This is probably the cantina, right? What is this? Dendras, but what does that bottom one say? I can barely make out the characters. That's why I'm trying real hard to. ANTIWWITIES. Dendras is what the top one says, but I don't. This is probably this is okay. This is probably a shop then, I guess. Dendra. I guess we'll meet who she is. Oh well, I didn't get to read what that said. It didn't say canteen. I'll tell you that much. You better be careful, Turgle.
Think you can pull a fast one on us?
It's a saloon.
It was all just a misunderstanding.
Ah, jeez. I know it's a bandit, but it looks like a Mando.
Let him go.
If it was a Mando bandit, it'd be a Bando? I'm just messing around.
That
Oh, well.
we cannot do. This thing sold us a priceless relic. The key we have been searching for.
At first, he sounded like
Except,
Hellboy.
of course, it's fake!
I thought it was the real deal, Ravis. Honest.
This character's really cool. I kind of really like it. He's very similar to the...
Mistakes like these cannot be tolerated.
He's like a Cad Bane, but
Let this
bigger.
be a reminder of what happens when you cross the Bedlam Raiders. Kill him.
Oh no! No!
Now I've revealed who I am. They're going to want to take me in for bounty.
Walk away. A Jedi.
There's a big bounty on your head, Jedi.
Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
That was real cool until you put too much emphasis on that O and the word supposed.
That hurt!
Leave me alone, Zeke.
It's this! That won't do it! Look at that! Look at that! Oh, catch me!
Oh, dang it.
Try that again. Surround. I'll run you. You're a slippery one. I win some, you lose some.
I have to be a little bit... I didn't have him locked on, so I gotta be... This is... The boss fights in this are actually pretty freaking hard.
I don't think so.
I will say that this is not my first boss. That does not mean I'll do well.
This is how Bedlam Raiders fight. Gotcha.
He fights all floppy.
Next time you want to pick a fight, you go through us.
I don't want to fight him right after I just did this.
What a delight to see one
That was a Tim Curry laugh. I wish it would be Tim Curry.
after all these years. Noble Jedi Knight, if you stay your hand, I shall withdraw in peace.
All right, good man. He didn't seem to be too sarcastic there, so I guess we can...
Seeing you.
I have a feeling...
Delma! This is the one who stood up to the Bedlam Raiders!
All right, that's enough, Turgle. Turgle, get over here.
Yes.
You're Doma?
Well, yes, I am. You got a name, Jedi?
I think Turgle is actually a long-time veteran actor of... voice actor, rather. He was also in, I think, Full House. No, Step by Step.
Frontier, only way we survive is by sticking together.
That's right.
You didn't have to step in just now, but you did.
Yes, you did.
Turgle, shut it. We'll keep your secret safe. Cal, I'm sure we could both benefit from it.
She seems friendly. Oh, it's the guy that played Billy from Billy and Mandy that did the voice of that little frog, of Turgle.
So what'd you find?
I guess that makes sense. I can hear Billy's voice in him.
Oh, Cal, I can't tell you enough how grateful I am you saved me.
Yeah, you can definitely hear Billy.
Those moves, incredible. Where did you learn to do that?
I thought we agreed not to talk about that.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. But do you think you could teach me a few tricks sometime?
I really don't want you to hurt yourself.
But Doma says that's what I'm best at.
Yeah, that's Billy from Billy and Mandy. That's great. Do I go into the saloon? I've already met Doma. Do I need to go in here? These warriors new alive. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. It's a weird... Hold on.
Run to High Room Saloon, and we hope we see you soon.
Oh, he's singing to it. Okay. It's a weird layout for... Uh-oh. Okay. I got startled. I snapped to...
Potential customer. What'll it be?
Nothing. Thanks.
Oh, well, that's a mistake.
I'm looking for an old friend. 4 arms. Hairy. Big mouth.
Well, that's half the patrons.
Vertically challenged? You can come out now, old boy. The coast is clear.
I tell you, Monk,
The Bedlam Raiders are gonna be the end of this town.
Look who we found.
Oh, zero, zilch, nothing. How you doing, BD?
Oh, he's all braided up now.
Wait a minute. Cal. Cal, just get over here, you son of a bogling. Oh, it's been a while. I missed you, kid.
Hey.
It's a 5 years of...
You look terrible.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Grease.
Hey, are you taking care of him? Are you taking care of the Manus?
Well, we ran into some trouble on our last job.
What sort of trouble?
The Imperial kind.
I like Grease.
I should have guessed. They've been creeping around Kobo too lately.
Can I just teleport him back with me?
We'll need your help to get moving again.
Yeah, sure, whatever you need. Come on, grab some seed. Listen, Monk, get my friend something special to drink.
Refreshments. One slippery monk coming right
I have a bad feeling about whatever that is.
Welcome to Pyloon Saloon, the finest dive this side of Zeltros.
Yeah, your description didn't do it justice.
Here's sand in your eye.
I like the 1920s style droid.
He caught a fatal case of blaster poisoning courtesy of the Bedlam Raiders.
We've been introduced. You okay, Grease?
Oh, yeah, sure. As long as I don't have anything they need. Hey, what happened to the Manus?
Oh, we were on Coruscant, gathering intel for Saw Gerrera. Things got bad.
I've already worked with Saul before in the first one, so this is kind of cool that we're still working with him.
It feels pointless. The Empire's only growing stronger. Things, haven't been the same since the team split up.
Yeah, hey, we had some good times, didn't we, huh? Me, you, the Space Witch, Seer. Have you talked to her lately?
Marin's always on the move, exploring new places, making new friends.
I was talking about Seer.
No. It's been a while. You?
Well, her credits helped us get this place off the ground, but she hasn't...
I always find it interesting when I hear this stuff. Cal, I don't know how... Cal, I think, is supposed to be like 25-ish. I saw him drinking, I don't know. But anyway, the actor is actually 29, I think.
Oh, we should probably
I don't know why. I always think that he's older than me, and then I realize, oh, no, he's younger than me.
Made up especially for you. You should check it out.
All right. Thanks, Grace.
Alright, we found Grease. We grabbed some seat, I guess. So wait, what are we doing? I didn't pay attention, I'm sorry.
So where's that room at again?
The room? Oh, kid, you're gonna love it. Just take a right after the bar, through the kitchen, and down the stairs. You can't miss it.
Right. Thanks again, Grease.
Yeah. You can thank me by getting some shut-eye. You really do look terrible.
I want to know what's all up with this braided look of his and this, like, robe/tracksuit that he's got going on. He's kind of got a mob boss look to him. Hey, this is Zig.
You don't look like a raider.
I'm not.
What gave it away?
No blaster in my face, no spilling drinks and shouting bloody murder. Oh, cute droid, too.
Yeah.
That's BD1. I'm Cal.
About dang time we had some new faces in town. Zig, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
I think it's funny that Dang is now canon to the Star Wars lore, or the word.
This stage has seen better days.
Yeah, but it could be worse. Could be worse. Ooh, it's a chiss.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, I thought it was a chiss. That's not a chiss, I don't think.
Sworn I heard you stirring up a raider-sized problem just outside.
Because eyes aren't red.
That fight.
Well, it certainly seems you finished it.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. Hold on. No, it's not a chiss. I thought it was a chiss. Chiss have red eyes, though.
That can't be up to code. Even out here on the frontier.
Yeah, that's... Those are the ones that are native to Hoth. They share... It's a gong droid.
It's the kitchen. Basement must be through here.
They share the planet Hoth with the Towels. Which are the big furry aliens with the little tiny mouths. also something charming about the, like, cave cut-ins and such. I mean, we could do that now, and honestly, it'd probably be safer for us to do that, but we couldn't do it to the whole planet, because we've only got the one. We wouldn't want to make it hollow, and the closer you get down to the core, the more gravity you're gonna have to deal with.
Kobo's pretty far from the nearest trade route. Looks like Grease makes do with salvage.
Actually, I bet we could probably... I mean, this doesn't seem that deep. We all have basements anyway. We could do that. See how it's got this natural... And then you just kind of cut a square out, and you're like, ah, why do we need to frame the thing? Like, I mean, not frame the thing. Obviously, we'd want to frame the thing to prevent cave-ins, but like... Yeah, why do we have to put wood on the side of the wall? What are you wanting, BD? You gotta tell me something here, buddy. Okay, we'll go look at it. We want to look at a lot of things. I get it. We're gonna look in here first, because this is a chest, and... What is this?
My old scrapper outfit. Why did Grease keep this? I know. Creepy.
That's not too creepy. I mean, kinda, but like,
Grease
not bad.
always had a green thumb. You know he talks to his plants?
That's a good thing, though. They actually showed that talking to your plants can actually help them grow. Ah, I could have used the meditation. I should have used the meditation thing first. Meditation and sleep are not the same thing, even for Jedi. See, that just seems comfortable, though. I don't know. I like that. I like the whole cave aesthetic. Uh-oh.
Still talking in your sleep, huh?
Guess some things never change.
Weirdo.
Hairball.
I don't know what this outfit is.
Thanks for letting me crash here.
Of course. Why do you think I've kept your stuff around all these years? I was hoping you'd stop by and maybe take a break.
Aw.
What happens when I stay in one place too long? You said there's a spare gyro around here somewhere?
We've got plenty of time to fix the madness. You are what I want to talk about.
I'm fine. Sooner we get moving, the better.
And then what? You're gonna go find some trouble with Saw Gerrera?
Maybe.
Grease might actually be the best friend we've had from the first one, even though he was the one that was the hardest shell.
Exact same thing you said the day we all split up.
Yeah, because I...
Why did we split up?
Listen. I know you all had your reasons for leaving. But walking away isn't an option for me. I have to hold the line.
Yeah, but we gotta know... Oh, well. I don't know. What line are we holding?
I wish things were different, but you keep losing people. And you yourself said that the Empire's growing stronger every day. Now, maybe it's time for you to be something more than a lightsaber. Think about yourself. Settle down. Find a home.
Grease has his right arm is mechanical. I guess I forgot that he lost it.
Home was the Order. It was my teacher. It was everyone I lost.
I don't remember where Grease lost his arm.
Their sacrifice mean if I go and I just give up and stick my head in the sand?
I know you were dealt a bad hand, but you gotta take it from me. Somebody who had to learn the hard way. You gotta know when to walk away from a rigged game. Otherwise, you are gonna end up you could never replace.
Let's see.
All right. I want to show you something. This is a smuggler's tunnel. It came with the cantina.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't guess I have information as to how he lost his arm. Because I was like, I don't remember him losing his arm in the first game.
Whatever you need to get the Manus up and running.
Thanks. Appreciate all this.
Cal, can I tell you one thing? It's really good seeing you again.
Yeah, you too.
He was the one that didn't want us around at the very beginning of the first game, and now he's got little X-Wing suits in there.
I'll think about what you said.
Hey, watch your step down there. Be careful. I definitely have a pest problem.
Okay, so we're probably gonna find some stuff popping out, but like, look at his little X-Wing suits. Alright, I'm definitely gonna use this real quick. We can look at it in a minute. Meditation point. So I can now Okay, that's fine. I can actually now,
Let's keep going.
hold on.
What's Seer's Halleck doing here?
I don't remember. After we all split up, I was unpacking and there it was.
Maybe she was hoping you'd learn?
No, thank you.
You have 4 arms. You could actually play that probably better than most others. Okay, that's beside the point. So we're going behind this down here. That lights it up a little bit better, BD. Thank you, though. When your lightsabers aren't held out, BD will light it up for you, so it's got a nice little answer for everything. That's another thing I really like, is they paid a lot of... Whoops. They paid a lot of attention to detail. There are little things like when Cal doesn't have his lightsabers out, illuminating the place, you've got a little BD to turn the light on, so you're not just completely
tunnels,
like, oh, what button do I
He's
hit?
kept a few secrets up his sleeve.
Okay. If all you've got are those little guys... Now, if you've got like a pest problem like an Ogdo Bogdo down here, then we're in trouble, but... Otherwise, I think we're okay.
Something, buddy?
What'd you... Oh. Okay, well that's fine. We're going this way anyway. Okay, I saw one of your pests.
Ouch.
Poor little guy.
Boglings. Are these what spooked Grease? Don't worry, I won't hurt you.
I am not gonna touch that. I just watched him do it, so... They do a really good job about telling the story, too. Like, oh, well, don't touch that, because it shocked the little bogling. That's bad, you know, that they kind of show really well. So there's a pest that's not harmless down there in the water. Wait, what's that? Down there in the water. Is that an echo? What is that? Oh, unavailable in combat. Yeah, I think that might be a precious metal. We'll see. We've got more. Okay. It is not an Ogdo Bogdo, so we are fine. What do we got? This is a big echo. Oh, it's maximum force points raised. Nope. Skill point. Oh well. Okay, what is this thing? A Gorger. Okay. I like to know a lot about Star Wars, but this game and games that are coming out, Mando Season 3 and all this other stuff, continuously create new lore. And introduce, whoop, new creatures. Let's take a look over this way.
Careful around here, bud. Nobody's used these tunnels for a long time now.
I didn't see him. Yeah. I don't, there's continually more and more lore that gets brought up, so I don't actually know all of the information. I'm kind of learning the new stuff with you guys. I feel like that with...
abandoned.
I feel like that with the stuff I already know, it might be quicker for me to learn it than your average bear, but apart from that, I'm coming in some of it fresh with you guys.
Leave it to Grease to take another person's junk and add more junk.
Okay, is this the other side of that same... It looks like it is, actually. That's the other side. I can let him know I made it over here? I don't know. I don't know if he could even make it over here if I did, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Let's see what's down there. Oh, death. Oh, but that's not. That's the... Okay, I thought that was a meditation point, but it's not.
Let me guess. More prospecting equipment. Is there anyone on Kobo who isn't digging for scraps?
So this is very similar to, I was gonna say Scarif, but that's not the planet I meant. Okay.
Can't open it.
So I guess I am probably going to have to dive down. Oh.
Is that it?
What are the odds of that being the hollow part, and what are the odds of BD being the one to toggle the hollow besides me? 'Cause here's the thing, BD probably weighs... BD probably weighs no more than 4 or 5 pounds. Cal's probably 160. He's a little guy.
Sooner we get to Greece.
He may not even be that, he's little.
We should check this out.
So I'm kind of like, well, what are the odds of him toggling that than you? Okay, I have 2 skill points. Let's do that. Let's spend those skill points real quick. Let's spend them wisely. I'm doing more survival than anything, just because the more, so like, the more health and life and all that good stuff I get, the more bullet spongy I can be. And I don't necessarily need to be a bullet sponge, because I will get better at this. I'm not used to the new fluidity, but I'll get there.
Almost reminds me of the Jedi training grounds.
It's very, very pretty.
Different.
It's got like this neat sand... Older. Jedi training, depending on where you've gone to the... There's no way. Depending on... I needed to do that, didn't I? Yep. Depending on what Jedi training ground you're talking about, and I know because that first menu, if you hadn't noticed, was actually the Jedi Temple, but it's the Coruscant Temple. That temple's been up for over 10,000 years, so I doubt very highly this is that much older, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Now, there's definitely a cool swirly about it, but if those swirls are maintained, it can't be that old. Oh, Cal. Cal, that is my fault. Okay, so that's not a language I'm familiar with. That is not Arabesh.
What is this place?
Is this gonna be Duarte? This might be Duarte. So Duarte is the Duarte are force-sensitive people that are super ancient. So this actually could be older. The examples of Duarte in the original trilogy, the statues you see in Palpatine's office are of the Duarte, and the ring that Snoke wears that has the black stone in it is a Duarte artifact as well. So these stones actually remind me very much of those things. So this could be Duarte. Let's see. Also, that text. This is disaster. Okay, that text reminds me of the Duarte text that's at the base of the statues in Palpatine's office as well. So this actually could, if it is Duarte, this could be older than the Jedi Temple, because the Duarte are absolutely...
We're still running down here. Let's see if we can hit the lights.
The Duarte are absolutely ancient. I mean, just ridiculously ancient. What's the point of this?
What's that?
Gotcha. In here, right?
Not bad. Think we could walk on that?
Yeah, actually.
Careful, BD.
So I'm thinking this could absolutely be Duarte. That was the original lore behind Snoke's character.
I came as soon as I could, Master Kree.
I'm sorry it has come to this.
Will it be a complete memory purge?
No. Only what the Council demanded.
Then at least I shall remember you. I am ready.
So this is the era of the High Republic, which is not as old as KOTOR, but is decently old.
What is your name, droid?
I am CNA4, of course. How may I serve the order?
Z. Tell me how to navigate the Kobo Abyss.
I have no information on that in my memory banks.
I bet that's what she was wanting.
You are aware the Republic has issued a full-scale evacuation order.
I am. That is why I have a very important task for you, Z.
This story's getting really just better by the second now. I'm actually very...
Oh, what a fine model.
very excited to see what direction they go with this, because this is actually really cool.
Use that to open the forest array.
The High Republic era has several books. At present, there is not a movie out on it. Although I do believe there are movies, a trilogy in fact, planned for it by James Mangold as the director.
Do not hurry.
He was the director for Logan and The Wolverine and all those other movies, so I think he'll do pretty well.
May the Force be with you.
If he stays faithful to material, and I hope that they enlist some Dave Filoni help and George. I like it when they get George Lucas involved at least a little bit, because he usually doesn't go completely off the rails. They kind of keep him grounded and vice versa.
I think this droid has been here for hundreds of years.
For the Old Republic, for the High Republic, then yes, it would be hundreds of years.
Good day. Or is it night?
I don't know.
Something's very wrong.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Is your name Z?
Yes, it is. How are you? Oh, no. I'm trapped.
Seems that way.
Trapped for... How long has it been?
I'm Cal. This is BD. We're gonna help you.
Pleasure to meet you both. Some help would be most appreciated.
All right. So, not bad. So yeah, the High Republic is, again, I'm thinking this might have to do with Duarte. High Republic is only 200-300 years. So it's not actually that old. I mean, it's old, obviously. 300 years is decently old, but the High Republic isn't, Duarte are thousands of years old. They are kind of like, oof. Okay, that bridge is good. They're kind of, they're not even that old. I was gonna say they're kind of like the Rakata. The Duarte are kind of like the Rakata. They are tens of thousands of years old, but you can see this is actually High Republic stuff. So that's a Jedi emblem, obviously. But those black crystals, those still look decidedly Duarte to me. Am I cutting you free? Is that what I'm doing? Nope. What am I doing? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You are a Jedi!
Yeah, that's the thing. Probably a little of both.
I'm a Jedi, all right.
But you're not even wearing the proper robes.
Does it matter?
More of a poncho guy.
I love that they said, wait, what is this? Hold on, where did I put this? This has got to be put somewhere, right? Right here. I'm glad that they said that.
Use the orbs to activate the bridge, then you can reach the crane controls.
I think I got it. We're all good.
After so many years, who really knows?
This droid's got more than a screw loose.
What was that?
Okay.
I said, hold tight, Z.
I didn't say that. I said something slightly offensive. Okay, so I need... Wait, is this not the thing that goes there? It isn't. Oh, and I may have screwed myself just there. I didn't. It respawned in the thing for me. Thank goodness. Okay, so I have that open. Okay. So we're all good as far as that one goes. Now let me go to the other one. I like the little puzzle sections. These puzzles are also a little easier to... They're not easier to navigate. Like, as puzzles, obviously they're puzzles. But, brilliant. Okay. So I need, something else. Where's another one of those balls? Nope. Wait a minute. Can I walk on that? Nope. I can't even walk on the arm. That was over it. Here. Give me that back. Let's do... I like that it's giving me... Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. No, it doesn't. Okay. So I was going to see if that generated them, but it does not. So... Somehow I need a second one. I really don't know what this... Oh, is that... That's the second one. There's what we were having a problem with. So let's throw that there. For safekeeping. And then I can actually take it with me. So they made... This is what I'm saying when I'm talking about how much more cohesive the controls are. Oh, well then, no, I don't need you cheering me on. It's fine.
Take your time. I've only been pinned here for a while. I don't have your name in my databanks. When did you pass the trials?
Never took them. I was knighted in the field.
And what was the reason for this flagrant breach of protocol?
It's a long story.
It's actually not a breach of protocol. Well, I guess it would have been in the High Republic, but it wasn't in the... Clone Wars, because the Clone Wars actually had several that were knighted in the field. You could take the trials. Anakin is, I think, an example of that. You could take the trials, or you could demonstrate competency in the field, and he did as a general. And because he did as a general, as well as he did, he was knighted in the field. Let's go ahead and just attach this. Wonderful.
Trials or not, you've done it! Come here. I want to thank you face to face.
If you end up trying to give me the trials, I will kill you.
Don't mention it.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've been delayed long enough.
From what?
Not now. Hold it together.
Okay, I mean, if she does decide to go at me, we're fine.
Well, I must admit, I am in need of repair.
Yeah, I mean, you've only been there for 200-300 years, so.
So Z.
Good thing we keep a soldering torch.
A planet hidden within the Kobolds. It's home to a Jedi temple. A bastion of the Order's light on the galactic frontier. At least that's what my master hoped Tanalor might become.
That should do it for now. Just gotta figure a way out of this place.
Well, I can help with that. It's this... Was it that? No.
Can you hand me that thing and I'll just use it? I don't know what it is, but...
Follow me.
I have an idea of what it is, I'm not positive I know. You know?
Now I see where we are. A meditation chamber. Master Kree designed these to train Jedi. I remember this. Don't recall what it does, however. Master Kree had a brilliant mind. Do you know her, Cal?
Can't say I do.
No matter, but I think she would have liked you.
I think she's passed.
This way. I am very fortunate.
What perk did I get? So I got resilience. What does that do? Different types throughout the game can change the way you play significantly. So these are kind of like the skulls, perhaps on Halo. Perk slot. You can start with 3 available perk slots. Or sorry, you start with 3 available perk slots. More slots can be unlocked as you progress. Especially powerful perks may require multiple slots, which that makes sense. Equipping perks can be done at the perk section of the abilities menu in the meditation, which I don't actually have a meditation, so we'll take a look at that in a bit and see how that actually interacts. So you can see how much stuff that they've added. So I mean, Survivor took the most normal game cycles to develop, and this has been the case for a long time now. Obviously, back in the NES and SNES days, you could literally make a game every year if you wanted. But in this time, it's always been 3-4 years as an average cycle, 5 for a longer game. And if you're the Elder Scrolls, you can't get your stuff long enough together for quickly enough for a decade to not pass you by. So I know because Skyrim released on November 11th of 2011. I was there. I remember Jawas. I remember the big piece was 11/11/11. 2021 has come and gone, and here we are in 2023, and I guarantee you we're not going to hear anything of another Elder Scrolls.
Since the last time I stood here,
Yeah, that's been like 300 years ago, 200 years ago.
I was full of meteors. Though I have been asleep for a very long time, haven't I, Cal?
A couple centuries, give or take.
Don't worry. You're not alone. We'll help you get back.
He's got a very disarming face. I don't think I could see Sith Cal.
Retire, but now I am certain you are a Jedi.
Come on.
I don't feel like I could see him as a Sith. Now, and I've seen him as
Don't wait on my behalf.
Joker.
Such strange buildings. Oh my, what is that?
Which he does a great job of, but I still can't. Okay, we're going back to see Grease, right? So let's head in here. Yeah, we're going.
I'm not a Bedlam Raider spy. I'm a friend
Bode!
of Cal Kestis.
Yay!
Hell, what's it? Look, I told you, buddy, you're in the wrong cantina. I don't know anybody named Cal Kestis.
Hey, Grease.
Oh, that Cal Kestis.
Found the gyro. We made it.
He was protecting me anyway, though.
This is Bode Akuna. He was on Coruscant.
Bode Akuna. That's what a cool name.
Oh, all right. Hi, nice to meet you. Unfortunately, I don't think I have another bed available. Wait a minute. Another one? Cal, you have a very bad habit of picking up strays.
Sounds like Anna, but you know what? It's always for the best reason, and I love her all the more for it.
I take it you haven't broken the news yet.
She was trapped underground.
I've never seen this design before. This droid almost looks like an antique.
It is.
Did you find anything down there worth...
It's a really cool design. It's kind of got a knight helmet, like a medieval knight.
You have saved me, but I must ask more of you still.
Oh, here it comes.
Master Centauri ordered me to open the forest array, but given my condition, I cannot fulfill that duty. Please. If I fail my mission, the key to Tanalorr may be lost forever.
Wait a minute. Did you just say Tanalorr?
You've heard of it?
Yeah, it's an old prospector's legend about a lost world filled with treasure.
Maybe this droid proves it's more than a myth.
I bet Grease will want to come along because of it.
First, I gotta fix the Mantis before the Raiders snatch it.
I'll escort you out there. Watch your back while you make the repairs.
Huh. Is he as tough as he looks?
Next to Seer, he's the best marksman I've ever met.
Okay. We'll take care of the Mantis.
I'll go see what's in the forest.
Thank you, Cal. As soon as I'm in full operating order, I will join you in the forest array. Onward!
Z.
Whoa there, Heritage. While they're all sallying forth, why don't you ease up on the thrusters? Come along. I can get you tuned up, shined up, and caught up on the state of the galaxy.
Oh, sweet.
Cal, I'm gonna lock up the saloon so the Raiders don't trash it. Use the back door, would you?
There's definitely a lot that almost feels borrowed from Power Rangers. She definitely feels like another Alpha. Doma's shop is unlocked now. Recruit. I can recruit for the outpost? How cool is that?
So, bartender, where's this oil bar?
Coming right up, Heritage, coming.
Okay, I probably won't go for too terribly much longer because of time. Also, I could literally play this for hours and be just fine, so I'm not gonna do that. But, yeah, so I can actually, so let's take a look at the perks now. Block meter resilient, so I get up to the block meter, so my block meter is increased. Okay, I see. And that's one perk, I get 3 perk slots. Alright, this is cool. And then I can also do, I don't have any skills, I don't know why I went and did that. Let's go back. Let's do, rest. Okay. He said go out the back, but I don't think he meant go, this way, because that would be really... that'd be a bad idea. I think this... Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking we meant, probably. Do I have to make my way all the way back? Right, well, I'd have to... We're not making our way all the way back, are we?
He told us about.
They're really nice looking. It's very castle. The High Republic, there's definitely... If you've not... So it was Jedi training or something. If you're familiar with the Star Wars High Republic from the books, they're very much kind of like the heyday of them. So it's kind of much more similar to the King Arthur and the Knights of the Round era cross Jedi. It's very, very cool in that regard. I don't care as much about a lot of those Jedi just because I haven't really gotten to... I mean, the Yoda was still alive, which was kind of awesome, so you get to hear about a younger Yoda. And that's always really cool. To give you kind of a hint or an idea of that, Yoda is almost 900, just about 900 in Episode 6 when he dies, right? Good lord. So that's a thing, right? So in the High Republic, he's still 600-700 years old. Like, it's not even a, oh, he might have been around. Not only was he around, he was still, kind of old. He was still, you know, like I said, in the High Republic era. Now, in the Revan time, that's where it gets interesting, because in Revan's time, he was not alive, right? Revan lived about 4,000 years prior to Episode 4. But High Republic is literally only... High Republic time is literally only just a couple of years. So, or a couple hundred years, rather. So, something to take into consideration if you want to know something cool about the tie-in. If you're super interested in just learning different stories, then that's cool. But it's Yoda before the Skywalkers are really a big deal. Which is kind of awesome. Okay, I'm not going to go down there and mess with that Triceratops. That's not what that is, but I'm not going to go mess with it anyway. If I can't find a quick way across to the gates, then I'm just going to, because I'm assuming that there's a little bit of a puzzle or something to be done with that, then I'll probably just call the stream here. Because I don't believe I can climb anything that's over there like that. I think I'm probably going to have to go maybe over that way, fight the thing, and then come back down and around. Maybe that's what they're wanting. Let me see if there's a... Again, if I don't see a way here in a minute, then I'm just going to call it quits. We're just going to call it good. Okay, so that's definitely the idea they have in mind. There's a wall to run across, but how do they want me to get to that? Probably to fight this guy. I don't want to fight him, so I'm not going to. Aha! Alright, that'll do it. Big and strong sometimes means fast. Big and strong sometimes means slow. Which in this particular case happened to be true. And that's good enough for me. Well, dang. No. Come on.
Fine.
B1s aren't especially impressive. It's really fun to kind of get to mow them down, but B2s are immediately harder. And I mean quite a bit harder too. There we go. Yeah, you definitely wish places like this existed. This takes things that are good about the world and combines them into one location.
Jedi! Here we go!
Okay, I need this real quick. Okay. No! I didn't.
I'm going to make you bleed. My guard won't break.
When that red marker appears, you just hit attack, automatically does it for you, but you only get that for perfect parries. So that's another thing. I like how it rewards...
These raiders are keeping the Empire at bay. At least they're good for something.
At least it'll reward... Like, you're not having to hit any special combos, so it's not super complex, but at the same time, you aren't just getting a cool attack for free. You are having to do something about it. You're having to... Okay, making sure. You're having to perfect parry, you're having to, you know, so there are things you're actually having to do in order to get the reward.
Ray should be out here somewhere.
Which I think is cool.
Forward is to cut through. You catch that too, BD? You're not alone out here.
I mean, I figure all those things are pretty...
It's blocked. Sit tight, BD. Let me see what I can do.
I can't jump that far, so... The double jump definitely makes the wall run a lot better. Okay, I'm betting what I'm about to do is probably gonna kill me. But we're doing it. Oh, okay. Definitely thought that was gonna kill me.
More priorite. Wonder what this will fetch at Duma's shop.
So I can actually sell priorite and buy stuff. There's a shop. How cool is that? I didn't go to the shop. I should have gone to the shop.
Good to go, BD. Let's try that again.
I should have gone to the shop while I was there. Once if I find a meditation point, that'll be the stopping point. I'll fast travel to the outside of the saloon, and I will do that. Because I want to see what you can buy at the shop. You didn't have a shop in the previous one. Like, how cool is this? Uh-oh. I fixed that. Oh, another thing. You can actually flip your direction mid-glide. How cool is that? You accidentally messed up, you don't have to wait to get to the other end. Oh, what? This little bird? I died to a little bird. Alright, where do I spawn? If I spawn back at the thing, we're going to check the shop out anyway, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference. I think we're going to spawn back at Grease. Oh, no, we spawned here. So, you know what? Let's go check the shop out real quick, and then we'll call that the end. So, fast travel. I've not actually used the fast travel system just yet, so we're going to go to the Pyloon Saloon. I'm telling you, though... Okay, so impressions, though. I've given kind of a rundown of this. I love this game. This is a fun game. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. The story so far is good. The gameplay is actually quite a lot tighter than the first game was, which was one of my chief complaints with the first game, were that it felt stiff or stilted in a lot of areas. I felt like a lot of times the combat was unfair to me. I feel that's a lot less the case in this. I feel like it's more of a genuine challenge, and I do feel like the skill is a lot easier to, it's easier to chalk it up to a lack of skill, rather than chalking it up to kind of a clunky control scheme. There's just so much more about this game too. There's so much more to the game, including the customization options, and let's take a look. So this is Doma's shop, right? Let's take a peek inside.
I'm grateful you were here.
She seems nice. Let's talk to her.
Oh, what a helpful droid.
I know. Okay, so check this out. This is more mysterious key codes. Key code locks doors. We'll open the locked door in Doma's shop. I need 10.
I knew that one would catch your eye.
10 priorite shards for that. So she just trades she actually just trades priorite. I can't sell though. So let's take a look at this real quick. Just so this is, so I can actually buy hairstyles if I want. I can look like Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't want that. Oh my goodness, I love that.
Anywhere else.
Yeah, I probably will not. Coats, jackets. Is there anything super cool? Bandolier. This is kind of already what I'm wearing, isn't it? Short sleeves. No, I'm not gonna do that. There's a Lando Calrissian style shirt. We've got this. Okay, so what are these? Spicemen? Music tracks can be... Oh, these are music tracks that can be played at the saloon. So this is... oh, this is cool. This is really cool. So I can actually play... This is for the jukebox at the saloon. And then this is where I can buy hairstyles and stuff. And then I want this, though. Obviously, I want the mysterious key code.
See you soon.
So I'm not going to buy anything just yet. Oh, he's got a little thing. So this opens this door. I guess. Let me see. I guess. I don't know. Is there another door in here? Doesn't look like it. There's a workbench that I can work at. That's really cool. So, okay, so that's to buy. What does this do? Let's just talk to you. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here. Like I said, last covering up on this, giving you just my viewpoint. Let's turn it over to see Doma so you can see the pretty things. Honestly, this is, in my opinion, this has so far been an upgrade in every way. If we go into it from graphics, the graphics are still great, but they're even more detailed, and I didn't think they could get more detailed. Obviously, the new console and the hardware limitations being lifted from a new console, faster processor, better GPU, all that helps contribute to it, but they've really, I think, made a dent in progress from the previous game. Texture maps have a couple of issues loading on PS5. They also have some frame rate drops on the Xbox Series X. PC's having a plethora of those issues. Again, it's still fresh. This game literally just came out on Friday, last Friday. So I figure that they'll have a patch. It's nothing that can't be patched out. It's not because the game itself is clunky. I think it's nothing that can't be patched out. They'll put compatibility patches out, and I think it'll fix most of the issues. I'd be surprised if we don't see some of those patches rolling out in the next week, maybe within the month, though, of May. On top of that, gameplay-wise, it's absolutely smoother. It's so much more smooth, in fact, that, like I said, I think the combat... you'll feel more like it's yours. Hi guys, dropping in briefly before my wife catches me. Hey Omega, good to see you. I've been kind of inconsistent on stream, so I'm so I apologize. It's just been absolutely crazy. I was given first impressions on Jedi Survivor for PS5, but it's always great to get to see you and get to talk with you. I'm talking nerdy stuff. Star Wars stuff and gaming, but gaming, of course, isn't the nerdy thing I'm referencing. It's the Star Wars. I hope you and the wife are doing well. How are you guys doing? I hope famously. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't want to spoil. I'm actually towards the end of it. I'm so glad that you were able to come in and say hi. I apologize that I've been kind of spacey. Without going into so many details, my workload has effectively doubled. So I now have several hundreds of stops instead of just a couple of hundred. I now have several hundred, almost double. She's okay. And how are you? How have you been doing? I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, I think I started out with 300 to 500 stops, and now I'm somewhere between 600 and 1100 stops. It's been absolutely insane. So I'm sorry that I've been away from the stream world for a minute. It's just tougher and tougher, and then on top of that, they're taking into consideration some other stuff. So I hope so. I still always try to drop it. I'm tired from the long weekend. Did you not get to rest during? Also, the long weekend. Did you get some extra time off? That's awesome. It's not awesome that you're tired. I'm sorry about that, but definitely awesome if you had a long weekend to do with what you needed or pleased, either or. Yeah, I was gonna say. But anyway, I will, while I'm looking at answers back and forth, I'll go over my synopsis if that's okay. We went out to visit family and the weekend felt long because of the drive. Fair enough. I know where about you are, and obviously in the chat I wouldn't ask for you to divulge. I'm not sure. How far out are the family? Time. You don't even, if you're worried about location, don't even worry. Just I'm curious time-wise as to about how long that drive is. I know for us, when we want to go visit family, it's a minimum 3-hour drive to them, and so and we don't even leave the state. We don't even make a dent. 3 hour? Yep. Okay. I completely get it then. I get it completely. We do that too. When we try to do it, it's exactly 3 hours 19 minutes from here to there, and that drive. When Anna and I are talking to each other and we've got some topics to go over, it's great. It flies by, but there are just sometimes where we're just so worn out. It's just a drive, and it is. I get it. I get where you're coming from. So, well, I'm glad you got to visit the family, but I do certainly hope you get some rest and recuperation, and hopefully you don't have to just jump right into some sort of an exam or whatever else might happen to come your way early on Monday mornings. So. I definitely hope that you're able to do some recuperation, or receive some recuperation, do some recouping, I guess is how that would be said grammatically. Yeah, Anna is actually making. I'm actually pretty excited. She's making wings. My wife sees me. I'll drop back as soon as I can, buddy. Sorry. No worries. I appreciate you for stopping in. So it's so good to get to talk with you. Whenever you get time, I'd love to get to catch up with you. Whenever we can. I know it's not easy to do it in the chat room. I go in and I try to leave likes where I can on your streams, but it's just so hard to get in there with chat. So, but at some point, just to give a call, catch up, have fun, that'd be great. But no worries. I hope you and your wife have a wonderful evening, and it was so good to get to talk with you. Yeah, just let me know when you have time. I can almost always make time to be on a phone call. I drive a lot, so it's just hard to read a chat while you're driving. But a phone call, I can do that safely. So. But anyway, so, sorry, I want to go ahead and recap on what I was saying on the Star Wars. It's always good to see Omega, and obviously I always have time for friends in the chat, so and for friends in general, but, yeah, we'll talk to you soon. But yeah, so anyway, this game, in my opinion, has increased, it's just gotten better in every possible way. Graphically, obviously, like I said, I'm not too worried about it. Any of the issues or hiccups, stutters, etc. you've seen, and you've noticed we haven't seen a ton of those. We saw them when we kind of started up, but now we're not seeing a lot of those. The graphics are really pretty. I think a lot of it's also due to different consoles, different performances, trying to develop for those consoles, and there's also some people that don't have. They're going into performance mode, and these consoles should be able to handle both performance and quality, but there's no option to toggle ray tracing, which would offer a smoother experience in some instances because you're freeing up that GPU. So I think those patches and I think a patch and probably a ray tracing toggle will help to enhance that. But the PS5 so far has been the smoothest and most consistent frame rate, and the best textures, and the least hiccup that I've seen so far. So not at all unhappy with that. If I I were going to pick up a version up, I would say the PS5 currently is the way to go. I would recommend, if at all possible, picking up the deluxe edition, because the downloadables have been really cool. You can get it after the fact. It's $20 extra any which way, so it just depends. It's going to be about the same either which way. And then the pre-order stuff, I don't know if you can still get a hold of it, but if you can, definitely do that. It's really cool. I mean, you get an extra Obi-Wan lightsaber, you get a whole extra costume. If you can have a buddy that happens to be able to generate a couple of those codes post the fact because of post reservation window, I think that would definitely be something you might want to do, because they're worth it for, it was for the cost of pre-ordering. And that's a thing I almost never do, but when it comes to Star Wars, if I'm going to get some extra goodies, I do that. Again, the gameplay is absolutely smooth, solid, feels good. They've given so many, but they've also done these little quality of life enhancements that I'm incredibly happy about, specifically and namely the meditation fast travel that we just did. These planets, when you try to 100% them, we take a look here, and you can take a peek at the collectibles down in the bottom left hand. You see I have 0 of 37 collectibles. You kind of, if you decide you want to go back and you want to try to do your 100%, get all the collectibles and such from the planet, we can actually see 42.9% explored. So it does the same thing the first game did, which is to make it look like, give you a stat, tell you how much there is left to do. But now we don't have to walk the whole distance to find the collectibles in the 42%. We can actually just find kind of the general unexplored areas and teleport to them via the meditation area. So that's a huge quality of life. The map's been made easier to read, easier to traverse. It still has the same multi-level approach as the previous one, but you can actually, I mean, it just makes a lot more sense. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It makes a lot more sense now in the different, I guess, maybe I'm just being silly, but to me it feels smoother. It's much easier. And then the beacon placement, which is a huge thing, being able to place a beacon, whoops, try that again, being able to place a beacon wherever I want, and just I can place up to 5 beacons wherever I want, and then I get them on the HUD as I'm looking around. I can actually do that when I go out there. Obviously I don't want all those beacons, because then they're going to be like, why didn't I do this? Out of beacons. But and let me go ahead and highlight that, remove all the beacons. I can remove it with square, right? No, I hold X. There we go. But then on top of that, we also get all these markers. The markers feel good, so the map is even better. BD is better. He's helpful. There are the same kind of hints that you can get. The combat's more fluid. The button, I mean, everything is responsive. Obviously, the music is always great. And so far, the story has been really good. Like, I'm still putting together pieces, and they've done a lot to. There's a recap from what happened in the first game in the beginning of this before you even select to start the game, and it'll show you it by default the very first time you boot up. But then there's so many things that are not covered. There are so many things that are just kind of hinted towards or given in these kind of small, playbacks. I don't want to say how or what, and we're still piecing together a lot. So right now the mystery is being very well presented, the story is being very well presented. I honestly think that this could be a contender for the top 5 Star Wars games if this momentum keeps up, if the game continues to play well, if I don't feel like that the bosses get cheap at some point in time, if the story maintains its appeal, and if there are some memorable moments or key moments in the story or in the cinematics. I honestly think this could rank amongst my top 5 Star Wars games. It's definitely on trend to do that right now, but I don't know. I don't want to give it too much credit too soon. But based on, like I said, playing it for 4 hours, maybe 3-4 hours total, I would say, well, I say 3-4 hours, that's not fair. I've been playing it here for about 2. Let's say 6. Having played it for, and even maybe more than that, having been played it for, between 4 and 6 hours, and getting to see all the exploring and all of the stuff that it's doing, I would say this is worth picking up as soon as you possibly can. Yeah, it's EA. If you have any issues or reservations about them, yeah, it's Disney. If you have any, well, that's your business. But if you're looking just for the quality game, you don't really worry about all of that. You're not getting stuck up in the red tape. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. I really love it. I really love the whole... Did I take my beard off? No, it just doesn't show up very well in the shadow. It just looks like 5 o'clock shadow from there. This is really cool. This is super cool. So... Anyway, those are my impressions. I'm not going to do a full playthrough here. I didn't start at the beginning. I'm not going to go all the way through the through to the end. On stream, I certainly am going to play it all the way through to the end on my own time. But for here, I just kind of want to give impressions and let people see what it is. I don't think I've spoiled too much of the story. I mean, obviously, if you're not to this point in the story yet, then I've spoiled some of it, but a lot of it hasn't really been ruined, I don't think. You don't know how I got here, and you don't know where I'll go from this point on. So hopefully I've only taken a very select, very, very minute snippet and given you guys the demonstration. Otherwise, I want to say thank you to everybody who's popped in the stream, whether it be that you were lurking and happened not to comment, or those of you who did pop into the stream like Viddy and Omega Ace for saying hi, supporting me, and just being great conversation, and as always, fantastic friends. If you, they both actually have phenomenal channels, and I highly recommend if you get a chance, Omega Ace Gaming and Viddy, and I want to see what his name is at this point in YouTube. It's Viddy's Gaming Videos, I think. Yep, Viddy's Gaming Videos. I would highly recommend going and taking a look at their channels, especially considering that Viddy seems to have a charity event coming up that he is, seems to be preparing very hardcore for a charity stream update coming fairly soon, and he says with Zelda. Saying he's doing it for this coming weekend, so I'm guessing it's going to be a maybe a Tears of the Kingdom stream, which I highly recommend taking a look at that. I probably won't get Tears of the Kingdom right off the bat, just because at this point I am so occupied with this game that I'm not going to pay it. This, and then Coffee Talk 2, Butterfly and Hibiscus. I don't know if anybody's played Coffee Talk. If anybody wants a chill story game, Coffee Talk. I don't care what system you get it for. It's so cool. Very, very chill. The music is absolutely phenomenal, but very, very inexpensive too. About $14, I think, $15 American. So anyway, huge thank you to those of you who showed up, whether it be that you showed up during the stream on the chat, whether it be that you lurked and didn't chat, or whether it be that you show up in the future to watch this video, as it will be up for posterity's sake. I want to apologize for all of the videos that preceded this, but I think that we got what we were looking for in this, and I'm super happy about all that. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, wonderful rest of your weekend, and a phenomenal beginning to your next week. I'm going to click this button because it's going to take me all the way down there at the bottom. There we go. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get us moved over to the end screen here. I just poke that button. We'll see if it transfers over. Sometimes there's some lag, so sorry about that. Let's get you guys some nice, smooth listening music in here. What do you think while you're waiting? Not too bad, right? Again, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I hope you guys have a fantastic beginning to your work week on Monday. If you should be so inclined, I hope that you would consider going and visiting Omega and Viddy's Video Game for Fun. I've also put a couple of other channels you might want to check out in the link below, such as Siren, the Siren Ivy. I put her Twitch chat down there, Twitch stream. She streams everything from video games to creating some really awesome physical in-world, real-world items, and right now she's been creating some really cool wings for Ren Fair, which is going to be really, really cool, I think, if you get a chance to see that, if she does stream that again. I've also put up another one that we were working on with Ash, and you'll have to forgive me, there's a little bit of feedback in my, there's a little bit of feedback, I'm not sure why that is, we'll get that fixed, but another one that I put down there is a video we used to do with, or a podcast kind of thing that we used to do with Ash Plays Games. I highly recommend checking out his channel as well. A lot of fun. But I hope we'll see you guys soon. I usually stream every week, every Sunday, as best as I possibly can. And I hope we'll see you then. Otherwise, we'll see you guys soon.